Happy Friday, everybody. We're back with the Shortcut Live, your daily video podcast about consumer technology. We are live for 1 hour every day at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So it's time for another show. And we're talking about consumer tech. We're talking about Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. It's a little preview that we have of the new S26 phone. Samsung is having a big event next week, next Wednesday to be specific. I'll be out there in San Francisco. That's our top story on the rundown. We're going to be talking about the phones. Maybe they'll have some other devices. Usually they have the smartwatch in the fall and the foldables in the fall, but in the spring they usually have like earbuds, phones, stuff like that. Really excited about what we're going to see from Samsung. Lots of AI happening. They also, speaking of Samsung, have an upgrade happening with Bixby. Bixby is the voice assistant that is not quite Google Gemini, but is helpful in navigating your phone. So there's been an update there. Max will go over that. GameHub is launching on the Mac. So if you're into gaming, but you kind of prefer Apple's devices, the Mac is getting a little bit supercharged in terms of having the ability to play some of your favorite games that you're kind of jealous of on the PC. The Nothing Phone 4a, it's not a phone that exists yet, but it's leaking like crazy. So we'll definitely see, what's up with that and if it's worth buying. And then last but not least, we'll have other stories, but this one, huge for the audience. It's classic Pokemon games coming to Switch. There's 2 of them coming out, but there is a catch. If you go to theshortcut.com, you saw this story already. If you haven't, sit back, relax, and let's welcome our co-hosts, not panelists, not guests.
We're not guests today.
You've been upgraded, guys.
Today. We are officially co-hosts. Kevin, I think that's real progress for me and you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No longer. Be careful, though. Don't be so snippy. You could get a demotion. You're back to panelist.
Wow. Just like that?
Just like that.
At least I still get $3 today so far because we already have 3 comments.
So we want to welcome all the comments. These guys pretend they get $1 every time there's a comment. I don't know if that's true. We got Boom in the Sky, who we know is Adam from Anchor. We got Robin. We got a lot of people joining from Substack. So this is a daily live video show. So if you're just joining, tune in every day. If you just want to hear us give you updates about consumer technology, we'll have all the latest headlines there. So Adam says, "What's up, gents?" And then Mark Gray left a comment through YouTube. So we're on YouTube, Substack, Twitter, and Instagram. Mark says, "You helped me get a PS5." So that is always good to see. So there's 3 comments already. Keep them coming. This is a live video show, so we're able to respond to your questions about consumer technology, whether it's buying advice or maybe you need to upgrade your firmware, and Kevin will read out the number in whole. He's done that before.
Yep.
So
I got some hot driver numbers for you.
So it's definitely what you're tuning in for, I'm sure. Joe Bondano says, I'm here, fellas. Big Money Friday.
Oh,
It
yes.
is Big Money
Big
Friday,
money.
everybody. We need that Flava Flav graphic we had yesterday. For
Yes.
So speaking of big
love it.
money, speaking of big money, lots of investment going into Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. That's Samsung's big annual event that they have. It's like basically their version of an iPhone event. They're going to probably announce 3 phones, the S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra. The rumor is there'll be buds, some sort of earbuds there. Max, you've been writing about Samsung nonstop
For so long. Yeah.
For so long. I'm going to tell you to write another story because it does so well. People are really interested, not just if they're upgrading on a Samsung phone, but this is kind of sometimes a preview of what's to come from the iPhone because, if they get this like privacy feature or something like that, there's going to be, the Apple fans are going to be like, oh, I want that. And then 2-3 years, Apple will make it, their own and invent it, make it better. Who knows?
Exactly.
But tell us, give me like the shortcut skinny, as we call it, just like we have on the site. Tell us about what to expect from the new devices.
Yeah. So we've been talking about Galaxy S26 stuff for weeks now. We're finally on the cusp of seeing these things officially. Samsung is going to San Francisco next week to announce Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, and the S26 Ultra. The most interesting phone that they're going to announce is obviously the S26 Ultra. That privacy screen that you mentioned is probably going to be the standout feature this year. We've gone over this a few times. It has a brand new OLED screen that can, sort of black out depending on the viewing angle that you look at the screen with. So, for instance, if you get a sensitive notification, you don't want somebody to like read off like bank information or like, whatever you might be hiding on your phone. You can have that automatically censored. And so peeping Toms, like looking over your shoulder, they can't see what's on your screen. Only you can see it because you're looking at it straight on.
And to clarify, you're able to see it. So it's censored for
clear as day.
What Adam came up with. I'm giving you full credit for this, Adam, every time. Shoulder surfers, right? Someone who's like on the plane next to you, for example, looking over your work if you have sensitive information, or just maybe you don't want someone spying on your personal text messages, right? That notification comes down, it'll black out that portion of the notification. We don't quite know how it'll work. We've seen screenshots leak of what it could look like.
Yeah.
I'm super interested in seeing, that notification as it dropped down. Does it kind of animate and follow, and how well does it do? I really want to see that. So that could be really useful.
It's very interesting. You should be able to do this with notifications, with like full apps. Like whatever you kind of want to hide on your phone, you'll be able to do that. Like you could hide like certain parts of apps, like depending on where like that content is on the screen. And apps will be able, developers can tie into that technology, and they can have everything automatically censored.
Right.
So that's
the phones.
We had a little live demo.
Necessarily look different from these two phones. So this is previous years. The outside casing doesn't look that different, right?
Yeah, no, it's not going to look all that different. The corners might be a little bit more curved this time around, so like not as boxy anymore. The sides will still be flat. One of the other rumors that I don't know how much credibility this has, but there's a rumor that they're going to drop titanium and go with aluminum this year.
I mean, Apple did that. So
Apple did the same thing. I haven't heard it like a ton of times. I heard it pretty early on when S26 was starting to just leak out. And none of the colors, it seems, have the name titanium in them.
So that's a sign. They usually have like titanium silver, titanium like gold, titanium.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a smart move. One, it's probably cheaper to produce this phone.
Absolutely.
Without titanium. It can be strong enough if it's, the right type of stainless. What do they use? Aluminum or stainless steel?
It'll probably do aluminum for each model. I'm not sure that they're going to go full on stainless steel, but they'll probably make polish the aluminum and make it look pretty.
Right. They usually call it like armored aluminum or whatever that is, right?
They always have some sort of marketing gimmick behind that. Yeah.
And it'll be light. I think they're trying to make up on the margins for the RAM prices out there, as everybody in tech is. So
wherever they can cut costs, they're definitely going to try to cut costs with these phones.
Instead of increasing prices, but
hopefully they don't increase prices.
Right.
I like. It seems that they're going to do that. everywhere that I've read suggests it's going to be like a $50 to $100 increase depending on which phone you get.
Yeah. Mark Gray's left a really useful comment. I'm waiting for the S26 Ultra, or you're going to buy the S25 Ultra off of Back Market, which is like a resale site.
Yeah.
Used tech.
That's honestly like that might be the move. We have to wait and see what Samsung does with these phones before we can like determine whether it's just better to buy the S25 Ultra on discount. The S26 Ultra does not look like it's going to be a massive upgrade for a lot of people, so I can understand why you're already sort of coming in with that. Maybe you want 60-watt charging though. That's going to be a new thing.
Yeah. Mark, if you buy it, we're going to put out the links on all the platforms. I think usually we get a little affiliate revenue. So definitely interested. If you buy the S26 Ultra, no pressure, because we're not going to recommend something you don't want just because we get a little, that's how we make revenue. Definitely, look out for the link. We usually have a discount too. So it's like mutually beneficial.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or like a resale, like sell your old phone thing.
Right, like a boosted trade-in, as they call it.
Yeah. Boom in the Sky says, Adam says, question of the day, how long will it be before the brand drops 128 gigabytes? It makes 250 or 512 gigabytes the default, and move to 1 terabyte.
Some of the higher end phones do start at 256, but 128 is still like the base standard for a lot of phones. 64 is gone.
64 has been gone. Yeah. 128 might go away this year.
Okay.
I've heard they might switch to 256. I think the S25 starts at 128. No,
that's a great question. I'm going to check my cheat sheet.
Unfortunately, this is the worst year to try and do that because the Ramageddon is happening.
Yeah. No, that's very true, and that's what's going to increase the price. So hopefully they can sort of offset that with, hey, we know that the price of these phones is a little bit more expensive than last year, but we're going to double your storage. That would be kind of nice. I wouldn't mind that.
The I believe I have this in the sheet right. The S25 Ultra started at 256, and the S25 Edge the same, right? The S25 and the S25 Plus, the S25 Plus, or no, that regular S25 was 128. So the S25 Plus was 256 as well.
Gotcha. Okay, so
the core model, if you want the cheapest model, in order to pay that launch price, last year's launch price for the S25, again, that's almost a year ago, or actually a year ago at this point, that was $799. If you wanted to upgrade to 256, this was, all phone companies do this, little sneaky, right? If you want double the storage, it used to be $100 more, right? And well, I guess they priced a little bit less than $100, but
Samsung started doing like $50 price increments with some of their phones a couple years ago. I don't know what's going to happen with the S26 pricing this year because there's been so many rumors about like where it could land and like how much it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It should be interesting though to find out.
Absolutely. Yeah. The pricing is going to be probably if they increase the price and they don't have anything more than the privacy feature, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow.
It's a hard sell.
A lot of people, absolutely. And then maybe one day we'll get Adam a phone that's new.
No. 128 gigabytes is more than enough. I think I have 4 gigabytes left, so who needs 256?
Maybe I'll just send Adam like the S25 Edge and see what happens.
So to kind of clarify where I was headed in that discussion, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the 256, that's where it starts at, is $1,199. The double the storage, 512, a little sneaky. It used to be like $100 for the upgrade. It's now $1,399. So that's a $200 difference. So that's where they can say, oh, it still starts at, $1,199. But as you can't take 256 anymore, you need 512. You are indeed paying a little bit more than you were in prior years. So that is where we may see some stealth price increases.
Yeah,
you're like,
everything keeps on creeping up.
It's a crafty kind of thing. It's almost like shrinkflation in a lot of ways. You're paying more, but you're getting a lot less. So just the tactics some people are using or some companies are using because of Ramageddon. I want to know the origin of that name. Who came up with that first?
Ramageddon.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find that pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably have to use AI to find that information and then use up a bunch of RAM in the process. Oops.
100%.
Yeah. Boom in the Sky says, whereas the Pixel 10 is 1200 for 512 gigabytes, and 1400 for the 1 terabyte version. Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's everything's getting so expensive nowadays. I imagine that like the higher end tiers may be priced similarly for the S26 series. It's not like it's going to be $2,000 or something like that. We're not going to get into like Galaxy Z Fold pricing with this,
Every
right?
differentiator.
It's probably just going to be like the two like lower end storage models.
Sure.
They'll see like the biggest price increase, and then like it'll sort of begin to taper off because like how much can you possibly charge for these phones? Like let's just be honest here. These are brick shaped phones.
Absolutely. Boom in the Sky also is leaving a comment about picking up the OnePlus 15. That's an alternative in the 512 gigabytes for $1,000. That's like that used to be the steady price for the like a Pro phone.
Yeah, I miss those days.
I know. It just was easy for everybody to wrap their head around, but it just hasn't stayed that way. Also, Adam is just like charging up the comments section.
Yeah.
I owe these guys
so many comments.
Adam once bought me a tuna sandwich when we were in the airport, which was great.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, I saved like $8, right? Tuna and a drink. And
that $8 immediately disappeared.
that just went away today. So thanks, Adam.
We had another comment about from Melissa. What about satellite messaging amongst the models? That should be available to all models and satellite messaging.
That's been a thing that like got rolled back on the Android side a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's maybe being rolled out again. We will see.
All three S26 models should come with satellite SOS messaging. So like if you are ever in an area where there's no cell service and you need to send an emergency message, you can tap into satellites hovering in the sky and you can communicate with emergency services if you want to. It's been available on the iPhone for a long time now. It's unavailable on the Pixel series as well and the Pixel Watch.
So it is out there.
Yes, it's like sort of hovering out there in Android world, and then if it's on the S26, it's going to just even bolster its footprint way more because everybody's going to buy these phones.
That's amazing. What else do we have that we are expecting from Samsung Galaxy Unpacked? Again, tune in next week. We'll be live from San Francisco. These guys will be in New York. I'll be out there. Adam will be in the UK, but I am making the journey this weekend to San Francisco to tune in and then be there in person. So what else can we expect?
Yeah, so with the regular S26 and S26 Plus, we're expecting much smaller upgrades, if you can imagine that. The S26 may see a slight display increase from 6.2 inches to 6.3.
Okay.
So that's something.
Do you know why that is? Is that like more comfortable keyboard typing?
I have a feeling they were just like toying around with design in like their labs, and they were like, oh, let's just make it a little bit bigger. So like I don't think the dimensions are going to be all that different compared to the S25. So you'll just have like a little bit extra screen real estate, which is always nice. Maybe they'll just like shrink the bezels or something like that.
Okay.
But so a slightly bigger screen, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 across all three phones, a slightly bigger battery in the regular S26. S26 Plus is basically going to be the same phone as last year with a new chip and slightly faster charging.
Okay.
They were supposed to get rid of the Plus series, as we've discussed before, and replace it with the Edge. That has not happened, and it doesn't look like Samsung is going to shake anything up for the time being because they need to sort of reconsider where their priorities are a little bit. So those two phones will be like very slight spec bumps. S26 Ultra might get a new 200 megapixel rear camera as well with better low light photography, 60-watt charging. All of them should be running One UI 8.5 or at least 8.0 right out of the box. And no Qi 2, guys. I'm sorry to say.
I will not believe it until and Qi 2, the important there. They usually say Qi 2 ready, but Qi 2 requires both fast charging and the MagSafe like capability. That's been something that's been eluding a lot of Android phones. So Alyssa says, is Samsung bringing anything new to the table feature wise? It seems like we'll have to wait and see. The privacy feature seems like that standout like highlight.
They're going to market the crap out of that thing.
I wonder if they're going to do that because it's really cool or because that's all they have.
It's going to be a mix of both.
Okay.
It is a very cool feature.
It is,
like
okay.
every leak that we've seen,
Uh-huh.
like sort of indicates this is going to work exactly the way you'd want it to work.
Right.
And just like hide certain parts of your screen for people. That's sick. But it's also like the only thing that Samsung has riding for it right now in terms of hardware.
Right.
They'll also double down on AI, obviously,
Of course.
because everything is AI nowadays. So they've put out a handful of teasers hinting at new AI features, some new photo editing things. I think they're going to like inject AI into low light photography even more now to like repair images and stuff in post processing. So that'll be interesting to test out. I still don't know how I feel about all this AI in my pictures, but like I get it. If you're not going to do new hardware, you may as well just like do some funky stuff with the software.
And the latest chip out from Qualcomm is the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. So that's different from last year's phone. It's the souped up version. It's probably lending itself to those AI capabilities like this photo editing feature that you see. And there's some Android phones out with that chip already. Again, that's the Elite Gen 5. But usually Samsung they tack on for Galaxy. They soup it up a little bit, almost like it's overclocking from back in the day. They tweak it a little bit, and that's going to be interesting to see what extra capabilities Samsung's phone has over some of the rivals that usually don't release here.
Yeah,
So,
it's usually like a 10 to 12% performance jump.
Okay.
It's nothing ever like too crazy. The 8 Elite Gen 5 is already a fantastic chip. I used it in the OnePlus 15. Like everything is fast, everything's responsive, zero issues with that chip. So it will be a nice upgrade. It's just like beyond that, these are the same phones.
Yeah.
And they'll have like some new colors, slightly higher prices. They'll probably launch first or second week of March, it looks like, with a pre-order window. And obviously we're expecting some pretty good trade-in deals and everything. It sounds like you'll be able to get like up to $930 off a pre-order or something like that, I think I read. So
we got one more comment before I move on to the next thing. Alyssa said, not sure how impressive the screen sort of screen hiding will be when I could just get a screen protector to do the same thing.
Yeah, so I think the screen protector companies are going to be...
They're shaking in their boots only slightly because like if this technology takes off, then that means every other company is probably going to use it in at least one of their phones. The advantage to Samsung's feature is the ability to only censor parts of the screen.
Yeah, so
like if you don't want your whole screen to black out the second you tilt your hand, you can have that option with the S26 Ultra.
And I'm guessing some of you guys, all of you guys, have never put on one of those, screen.
I have not because I just feel like it's gonna piss me off.
Well, I put one on my
rip it off.
I put one on my laptop, and I didn't love how it shaded the whole screen slightly.
Because sometimes you just want it at an angle when you like tilt a laptop or like you have a phone on your desk. I think that would be annoying.
We used to use them at Nintendo, so I always knew when like Nintendo Direct was happening because people above me would suddenly put on these horrible privacy screen protectors on the monitors, and that I don't like them. They just ruin the image quality and all of it. Like you have to be dead on to get any benefit from it. But I think this is far better solution.
Everything always seems like softer somehow. I've never seen a good one. I've seen like very good like demos of like hiding things from different angles. Like that's kind of cool, and like all the different ways you can hide stuff. But like in terms of just looking at it straight on, it always sort of looks like e-ink,
right,
to some extent, and that just like messes with my head. I'm like, I really don't want this.
Right,
just take it off.
I will say also like the images we've seen of this technology working, it's like literally you have a bright as day image, and all of a sudden like that square where your notification is just black.
Exactly.
Cool.
It looks extremely impressive. So as long as like that rumor comes to fruition, I'll be extremely excited to play around with this and see how good it is.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the buds yet?
No, that's the next thing. So
tell me.
This is a new leak. Basically, it shows tweaked design. It's got the thinner stems with the metal. Has a transparent lid like last time, but even more transparent on top. Ear tips have stems, no silicone. Improved sound, ANC, probably some AI features thrown in. Leaked prices point to Galaxy Buds 4 at $179, Buds 4 Pro at $249. Yeah, and otherwise you can see some surprises. And there's not really anything seems likely. I don't think there's gonna be a Galaxy S26 Edge at the show, probably.
Right. Yeah, I do appreciate Samsung's Buds as an alternate to what Apple puts out there. The pricing seems consistent with what we see from the AirPods Pro 3 right now. So it kind of ties it on price, even though there's some price drops that happen every once in a while. So that is for the Samsung Galaxy 4 Pro model. The fact that they have stems usually helps with the microphone pickup. So I'm super interested in
Microphones and the controls on the sides too.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier to like pinch the stem to like pause your music or like slide your finger across it to increase the volume. It's just way more convenient than having like a little dot you have to like memorize a bunch of like weird gestures for.
And I can kind of tell from those leaked screenshots or renders or, wherever, I think it's Android Headlines got that. I can tell by the logo. Story is sourced on the shortcut.com, but yeah, it's Android Headlines. They have the clear case on top, or like the translucent case, which I appreciate and like because I can see if my buds are in there versus I grabbed my my AirPods today. I grabbed the AirPods. Do I have them in there? I do, but sometimes I do not. And that is a frightening situation when you're on a flight. You sit down, you have to get there like right before the doors close.
So depressing.
And then you're like, I can't do anything but stare at the back of the headrest.
Yep. You're raw dogging the flight.
Raw dogging is a word.
No comment.
That's actually a thing, by the way.
It is a thing. I just wanted to clarify.
I can't believe that's a word.
It is. But I had to do it. So that is something that I appreciate about Samsung's lineup, and it seems like from those leaks it's carrying on. So that's a big deal. Samsung Unpacked again happens next week, next Wednesday. It happens during our live stream, so we're gonna have to figure out if I have to be in person. Because I've RSVP'd. I'm gonna be there in San Francisco. How that works and what we can do about that. But stay tuned for lots of Samsung announcements, and just like Mark in the comments, the affiliate link. If you're going to buy this phone, or if they actually announce these leaked earbuds, let us know. We'll try to get you the discount, and that's some affiliate revenue for us. So cha-ching, we make some money.
Exactly.
Love it. All right. There we go. I knew it was going to come. Let's talk about other Samsung stuff, and that is Bixby. Bixby is kind of tied into what they're driving toward at Unpacked. We'll probably see more of this. They're rebooting Bixby with AI in One UI. That's their software, 8.5.
Yeah.
So One UI, it used to be called TouchWiz, and then something else.
It has evolved over the years into what it is now, which is just it's gotten so cartoonish and like chaotic, I feel like. But like the one thing that's seemed to stay consistent is just how bad Bixby is. Bixby has sucked for so many years, and they've like toned down their marketing around it. They've toned down the functionality some. They doubled down on using Gemini, highlighting that. Anything that Google could bring to the table, like circle the search and stuff like that. But this year, they might like wind up using Bixby to market these phones, because they're in this new One UI 8.5 beta. They are introducing a new version of Bixby powered by the same AI models like you would use in ChatGPT, Gemini. I don't know which one it's technically based on, but it's it supports natural language and stuff like that, and you can control your phone basically using your voice and just speak to it like a normal human being. It's very interesting.
What is interesting is that Apple is supposedly, or they're going to use Gemini to back Siri, right?
Yeah.
It's just a case. Siri's going off. It's just a case.
Thanks, Siri.
It's going to be a fun Friday thing to come back to on my lock screen. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they differentiate their products. If it's all being backed by the same LLM, when we ask it something, are these just like, this one's just stamped with Samsung, this one's just stamped with Apple? I mean, yes, there's iMessage, there's that lock-in, but they're getting to the same core experience, especially if AI becomes very important to consumers eventually in their phones.
100%. And if Bixby ever gets any more functionality than what is currently being tested in the beta, then we're gonna have to have a bigger conversation about whether you're supposed to use that over Gemini. Because like,
Right.
what is the point of any of this? Right now, Bixby can only kind of like manage the settings on your phone, so you can
Right.
like
More internal use.
you can kind of like just like yell at your phone. Kind of, it could be great for your parents. Like they can yell at your phone and be like, "Why is my screen always on when I try to turn it off? Like, what is that about?" And it'll be like, "Oh, you have the always on display turned on. We can turn it off for you if you'd like."
We see that a lot in TVs. It becomes a chatbot for the settings menu, right? Instead of like having a manual, you just ask it with natural language questions about brightness and so forth, or things that you can't find in settings. So it's like, we've all been there where it's like the user interface, especially with like TouchWiz and One UI, it's just always been so chaotic. I really do appreciate that Samsung settings menu. Sometimes when you go into display, it'll say, "Oh, are you looking for something like, I don't know, refresh rate or something that could be in display, or it could be in a different sub menu of the settings menu." They've gotten really good with those shortcuts, and I love it. But a chatbot could just be like an open sandbox to natural discussion about how to change settings without having to go into so many sub menus. So Bixby, to me, deserves a refresh. We'll see if it pans out. I'm still waiting for that Bixby speaker.
You might be the only one waiting for the Bixby speaker.
They announced it, what, like eight years ago?
Yeah. I think it was 2018. I saw it when I went to CES for the first time in 2019.
Mm-hmm. The Samsung Galaxy Home with Bixby. That was it. 2018.
That thing looked like a miniature like Foreman grill or something. I really wish they would have shipped that thing.
It looks kind of like I don't know, like one of those air fryers where you
a little bit
fries in.
Yeah. You could like dunk a whole turkey in. Yeah, almost.
There you go.
Exactly.
Anyways, that is enough about Samsung. Again, we're going to be live next week. I'm going to be in San Francisco talking about Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. Wait for those deals, those links for pre-orders. We usually have those. I can't expect we're not going to have those again.
Oh, we'll definitely have them. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Adam and Kevin, I want to bring you in for GameSir is making GameHub. So that's the GameHub is something that runs on your Mac. It's previously on computers for like PCs, Steam, and Mac OS is now getting it. So tell us about what this is and why we should be excited.
So this actually was an app on Android. Basically lets you emulate your Steam games, Windows games, and then play them natively on your PC. Not streaming, not cloud-based. This is all running on hardware. Doesn't work 100% all the time, but it works surprisingly well. Adam, have you used this much?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's really interesting because GameSir obviously are known for making controllers, and they make some very good controllers. I think I've reviewed at least 2 on the shortcut. It's very interesting. Anything that gives Mac users the opportunity to play more powerful games on their system is a great thing. Apple's obviously done a lot of work recently with its Metal FX, their kind of like proprietary upscaler, and trying to bring those console-like quality games to the platform. Same with iPhone. So they're getting there. They're definitely not giving up on gaming, and Apple Arcade, as we've mentioned before, is a really good service. This is something I'll definitely need to test. Is it available for Mac yet, or has it just been announced?
It's not available yet. They just announced it, but they said like the Mac version will add some more tunable controls like AI upscaling, graphics performance tuning, and VSync.
Okay.
So hopefully it'll also have some Metal FX control.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to give it a go because, like you say, the interesting part isn't the fact that it's just another streaming platform. Yes, there is a lot of programs you can use to stream games from your PC. I mean, I use it to I use a program called Moonlight to stream my PC to my Apple 4K TV, and that works wonderfully well. But the fact it emulates your PC games PC natively is very intriguing, to put it lightly.
Yeah,
I am very curious because Kevin mentioned it could work mostly smoothly, right? I forget the phrasing you used, but like it sounds like it could have hiccups, and I'm like wondering where that's going to be, because that's why you have a Windows gaming PC, is is like it just natively runs stuff.
Yeah.
This seems like, you know, it's not first party. It's GameSir, which Adam mentioned. They make some cool controllers. How smooth will that performance be?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, it's kind of like going way back where when Macs went from PowerPC to Intel, and you had Rosetta like running emulation. Yeah, basically you had to switch everything x86 apps. It'll probably be kind of like that, but even harder because it's gaming and not just running Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of these where you really don't know what mileage you're going to get out of it until you test it yourself on your own hardware. Sometimes these things surprise you. Most of the time you're pleasantly surprised, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's something you're going to use all the time.
Let's catch up on some of the comments. Boom in the Sky, I'll get to some of the others, but Boom in the Sky says, wish you had an affiliate link for the OnePlus 15 512 gigabyte. If you're buying it from the OnePlus store, I think we do have an affiliate link. We will have to put that out there. For you. I will text that to you, sir. That's how important affiliate revenue is to the very profitable media industry right now. Very, we're just swimming.
It's extremely lucrative,
right?
What you're saying.
Right? With all the downsizing, what could go wrong?
I was going to say, is this a good time to ask for a raise, or?
Yeah. Sorry. Only if Adam buys 1,000 phones.
Okay, Adam.
Is that me or
Adam? Boom in the Sky, Adam. Sorry.
We can do this together.
I'm not budging. I'm sticking.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I was going to say, I know you're deeply in love with your Lightning iPhone. So why would you ever switch away?
I didn't know I could control these comments. So the next comment is from Mark Gray. Matt, is there anywhere to actually have a conversation with you about tech? Yes, we do have a Substack chat. We have to pay attention to it more. But you can always message me. I see you're on YouTube making that comment, and you're also the number one commenter today. Okay, they give a little flag that says number one, which means
that's very nice.
Adam is number two, which is time to catch up. So Mark Gray, contact us if you have Substack. If you subscribe to our Substack, there is a chat in there. We tend to answer questions 24/7. Between our different time zones. So always interested in what you have to talk about, because like if you have a conversation about tech, we can get super in depth. And we do that for subscribers, and just message me anywhere, multiple platforms. All right. So I'm very interested in what GameSir comes up with. We'll have to test that out about tech. And then Nothing Phone 4A. Tell us about this, Max. This is a phone company that is interesting, but is not like at Samsung's level. They're more of like have a startup vibe to them. And the 4A, the A series, is usually their less expensive phone, kind of like the Pixel has an A series.
Yeah. So if we all remember, I don't know if this was last week or like maybe earlier this week, we were talking about the Nothing Phone 4A because Nothing decided to market it by posting a picture of a condom.
Oh, right. That thing. That was a
now
for our stream.
I still have no idea why they've done this. I've done some more digging. I cannot find any leaks pertaining to the condom situation.
It's not like a protection thing of like this.
No,
like rugged and.
Still looking for that answer. When I find it, I'll let you guys know.
Don't forget about the pills also.
There were also a blue and pink pill. Yeah, I'm like, okay, why not? Let's just go after it.
Go so much further with this, and I do not want to.
We're gonna save that for the shortcut after dark. Actually,
no, yeah.
That's the conversation for that show.
Well, hopefully this phone doesn't get a virus, so that's all.
That's why you use the protection.
Exactly.
Oh
so, all right. So tell me about the Nothing 4A phone. It's not related to protection, despite those like kind of like teases.
Yeah.
What
this also has nothing to do with this. I'm just very curious about that. Anyway.
Yeah. There you go. Shortcut after dark.
There it is.
So for subscribers only.
Yeah.
This is why we need to start an OnlyFans, Matt.
I mean, this is the start of it, right?
Exactly.
Only goes down.
Starts with comments and then requests.
Oh boy. All right. Kevin took that to an unhealthy level.
Yeah.
So with the Nothing Phone 4A, just trying my best to
we got a super
stay
comment
away from that.
Sorry.
Super chat
Oh,
usually takes
super
priority.
chat.
Boom, this guy sent us some money and says, "I'd buy that for $1. What movie is this from?"
It's from RoboCop.
Is it?
Yes. Oh yes.
Well done, Kevin.
Yeah. Thank you for the $2 donation, Boom, this guy on YouTube. Really appreciate that, and we will read out whatever comment that is safe
That you
for work.
want.
Yeah,
So,
that's safe.
Alyssa is already very curious. What is
man.
Shortcut After Dark?
Alyssa, there is
shock
a shortcut
emoji.
after dark.
You're
That sounds
encouraging.
like a green light to go ahead with the shortcut after dark.
I was actually
We
skeptical.
only need one
but
person.
if we have monetization behind it, the boss says yes.
Easy. Fine.
Easy. Yeah. What's our ROI? Money. All right, great.
Pay-per-view, $5. Really easy.
Yeah, we did say we are, transcending new content mediums. So here we go.
Transcending new content mediums.
That's the official
Okay.
playbook.
Interesting.
All right.
Well, maybe
Try to-
we can light up the set for After Dark with the Nothing Phone 4A
Where
and
got
the interface,
We
huh?
got the neon light behind Matt. So
Here we go.
boom.
Tell us about the Nothing for a
Finally.
please.
So with this phone, so what Nothing's like basically known for at this point is their glyph interface.
Right.
So they put these like LED strips on the back of all their phones to like light up when you get a notification. They'll sync to music. It's just a very like character driven design touch to sort of help them stand out from everybody else. They've been doing it since their very first phone.
It's like a
and-
trademark thing.
yeah, this is what they're known for. And so with each iteration of their smartphones, they tend to do something a little bit different. This time around, they say they're going to do a glyph bar. So I don't know if this is going to be like a strip of like LED lights on the back of this thing or like what, because they have not done a bar yet. I don't know what they mean by that. They're going to get away from the more ring-shaped glyph interface that we're used to. They're not going to do the dot matrix display anymore. I don't know if you guys remember that from the phone 3. I forgot to bring my phone 3 in today. That thing was interesting. It was like not an LED light. It was just a little dot matrix screen on the back of the phone, and you could like play mini games on it. It could like show you the weather. It could show you the time. It was like a tiny little smartwatch just on the back of your phone.
Right.
They're not doing that. This is just going to be, I guess, just like a bunch of LED lights. What's weird is we have not seen this phone like properly leak yet. Like we're getting little tidbits from Nothing. Like this came from Nothing itself. We're getting like small little bits of information here and there. Nothing about the actual phone itself. Like we have not seen this phone whatsoever. So like I'm waiting for that because I really need to know why how we're doing.
The marketing that's why the marketing remains a mystery.
So bizarre.
So stay tuned for that on theshortcut.com. You'll see tons of leaks, I'm sure, between now and when it launches, or maybe they'll just have an embargo lift one day and we don't see any leaks. So, but we'll have the content on
We
March
will
5th.
be waiting. Yeah,
That is very, very soon. So it's Mobile World Congress time frame, right?
we have a full week that week. We have Mobile World
Apple?
Congress. We have
Right.
Apple News, and we will have the Nothing Phone 4A. It's just so much stuff, and we get to fly out to Barcelona together to go explore it all.
I will have 12 hours in New York City between Samsung Unpacked and flying to Barcelona. So lots of tech coming your way. I have basically enough time to do laundry.
Do you have enough time to do laundry?
Yeah. If I like hog up all the machines,
Yeah. I plan on hogging them all up just to see if you can.
we don't even live in the same apartment complex.
It's okay. You're just walking.
Although I pitched that.
Just-
All bunk beds right
Yeah.
here at the Shortcut
Oh
Studios.
man, no.
No, they didn't
Save
go
some
for it,
money.
guys.
The
Yeah.
commune.
I think
Oh God.
Adam,
he-
you're invited anytime. Save some money. All right.
He didn't hear that. He's like, nah, I can't. roll
It
with
comes
that.
with an iPhone.
Sounds
It
awful.
just blocks out my comments.
Membership comes
Totally
with
didn't
iPhone.
hear that yet.
All right, we have about like 15 minutes left. Let's talk about 2 classic Pokemon games. I teased that at the top of the show during the rundown. They're coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Adam, I saw this story this morning and I was like, oh, this is a very Adam-coded story. right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about what 2 games there are. In case someone didn't, very rudely, click on the article and read it on the shortcut.com. So just tell us what we can expect.
Yeah, so 2 classic Pokemon games, like you said, are coming to the Nintendo Switch eShop, which means they'll be available for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch Lite, OLED, you name it. But there's a catch. So we're getting Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green, which, if you recall, they released in 2011, I believe, for the Game Boy Advance. And they're 2004, getting my dates wrong. And they're remakes of Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green, which only released in Japan. So let's call it Pokemon Blue.
So far, so good, right?
Seems great. Seems like an awesome time. They're coming out on February 27th. So that's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. So we don't have to wait long either. And you'd think they're Game Boy Advance games. So great. I'm going to be able to play them as part of my Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack subscription. Wrong.
Oh,
You're
I was
wrong.
expecting. No.
They actually will be sold separately for $19.99 each, which is classic Nintendo move. Let's monetize that nostalgia. They know how much people love the classic Pokemon games. They've added quite a few Pokemon games to the N64 libraries. There's even a Game Boy Color game, Pokemon Trading Card. But there's the big ones, the Pokemon Reds, the Yellows, the Blues, the ones people really want, the Gold, Heart Silver, and all the rest of them. They're locked behind Nintendo's vault, and it requires a lot of money to open that vault sometimes. So it's good news. People will still buy them, and that's why they can do it. There's my collection of Pokemon games.
Is that your personal photo?
It is. It's my OG collection of Pokemon. The blue and red, I literally got them at launch. I got them a year early because they released it in the UK early. That's why they're both USA copies. I only got yellow recently as part of my ongoing obsession, but they're still my originals. And they play, the thing with the original Pokemon games, they're just so good. They transport so many people back in time, and they just hold up so well.
I don't want to ask a leading question here, but why did you have both red and blue? Usually you got I got red and my friends got blue. Are you saying you just traded with yourself?
No. I have an older brother, a year and a half.
So you stole his.
Oh, yeah. I stole his for my own greed.
That's my save now.
He had Pokemon Red, I had
again,
Pokemon Blue. But he did do that.
Adam
he did wake up early one day and traded with himself, and I was furious with him.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Adam with the theft, just blatantly put it out there in a recording.
You can't steal from your own family. That's an unwritten rule.
Steal from your own family.
I think there's a lot of lawsuits that say otherwise. But all right, I was a Pokemon Red user, so but we didn't know each other back then.
Yeah.
Matches the shoes, the microphones.
Loki Thor Major says silver and gold were awesome too.
Oh yeah,
that was my favorite.
And that's a comment, Loki, from Instagram. So appreciate that. Yeah, there was all sorts of colors after that. So there was green in Japan, red and blue in the United States, and I guess the UK. But then there was silver, gold, and all sorts of fun colors. As Adam goes and fetches.
Yeah. Yes.
Worth it.
Yes.
Silver and gold, everyone.
Again,
and they're worth their weight in silver and gold.
That is, that is what's great about a live show. Someone named Loki Thor Major on Instagram just chimed in, and then Adam just mysteriously didn't tell us. Just Adam, off camera.
The nerd he is just surrounded by Game Boy games. That's the kind of guy I am.
So that is what's cool about a live show. There you go. We always love your comments. Alyssa left a comment saying, nothing is nothing is nothing. Clip that.
Okay.
Yeah,
we will.
That's good.
That's a good one. I like that. Last headline of the show is about Sony. A lot of PS5 restock followers still in the chat. And this one's kind of a disappointing one because there was a developer called Blue Point Games. Adam, tell us about what this company was. This is kind of like a remake factory, but remakes of great classics.
Yeah, so like you say, it's kind of after some positive Pokemon news there, this one's a bit of a downbeat story because Sony has shut down developer Blue Point Games. You'll probably know them best for remaking Demon Souls for the PS5, which is an excellent remake. They remade Shadow Colossus for PS4. They worked on a Titanfall port for Xbox 360. They did the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, I believe.
Wow.
They did, and they were so good at taking these games and just making such excellent remakes of them, making them playable again for modern day audiences. And shortly after they released Demon Souls, which is still one of the best PS5 games in my opinion, it still looks fantastic.
Launch
Sony
game, right?
decided, launch game, Sony decided, we like what they do. We've worked with them closely. We're going to acquire them. And then 5 years later, after they've released 0 games and announced no new games, all they've apparently done is they helped work on a little bit of God of War Ragnarok development. And they were rumored to be working on a God of War live service game, which sounds awful. That was subsequently canned.
I feel like Sony has gone after these live services game. Like, was Uncharted getting like a multiplayer mode, kind of like, and that got canned. There's so much they've been doing.
They really went hard on live services, and so many of them have been cancelled. Obviously, Concord was one of the ones that launched and died immediately.
But my thing is that these 2 that got canceled allegedly, right? The God of War game that you mentioned, right? That Blue Point might have been working on, and then the Uncharted, or was it?
It was Last of Us.
Last of Us. Okay, the other
multiplayer mode.
Yeah, and then also Spider-Man. There was supposed to be one there too.
The problem is the games that they did launch that weren't very popular. They weren't known franchises, right? It doesn't have the pedigree of Last of Us or God of War. So Sony's questionable business decisions.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, it's what Sony does. Unfortunately, when they released the PlayStation VR 2, I'm like, great, this is a VR experience, and Sony has the library to back that up. Did they release a God of War VR game? No. They kind of released Gran Turismo. That's like the best they got. There was no Uncharted VR game. Like, they have this IP, they just don't use it in the way they should. So that's my rant about PlayStation 5.
Yeah, it's really weird how they use their IP sometimes, and yet they're making a Horizon, which they love. They love the Horizon Zero Dawn series like no one's business. And the first couple of games sold well, and we got a Horizon VR game. We're now getting like a multiplayer version of that. But I don't really like the Horizon. Like, I think out of all Sony's IPs, the most boring, uninspiring one is the Horizon games. So it's really weird. And then another thing Sony did, which didn't help matters, is obviously they're pushing Marathon really hard, which is their next live service kind of game by Bungie. And pretty much 5 or 10 minutes after this leak, they did a new Marathon trailer, and you could just already imagine the comments. People were just calling them out.
Concord.
I'm not buying your game because you got rid of Blue Point. How can you do this, etc., etc. So it just was really, really poor timing on their part.
The decision making just mystifies me a little bit sometimes at that company. As much as we love playing PS5 games, and like it's the only not Nintendo console that we play, just throwing a little shade at Xbox. But they're not making great decisions either. It's just an odd circumstance that
I'd love to just be like one of these executives. Like, what inspires you to part ways with a lot of money for these companies,
right?
And then you don't use them at all, and then you get rid of them and you shut them down. Like, unless you're absorbing their IP or intellectual property, which can happen, it just feels like such a waste. And Microsoft are the same. They did exactly the same thing, and it's just so frustrating.
They're just wasting money and not using it to its full potential. It'd be like getting 5,625 square feet of floor space in an office and then using a small footprint of it for a live stream.
Yes, exactly. And whoever would do that is just, probably a Sony executive.
Wouldn't work with that person.
Damn foolish.
You're going to get a call from Sony and be like, I like the sound of your jib. You're hired.
We're hiring the shortcuts.
You seem like you don't use resources effectively. Well, you're a perfect fit.
You have a lot of money and a lot of ways to waste it. So that's
the difference here, we don't have any money. So do support the live stream, do support our Substack. It's $5 a month. If you tune in, we always appreciate the comments. whether they're the free ones, whether they're the paid ones, but they keep us going and active. Loki Thor, still on Instagram, said Uncharted 2 was the best. Should have left alone. I agree.
Yeah.
It was that train scene where he's just like dangling. Amazing.
So good.
Boom in the Sky said, I thought I really would have set, you would have really set out of a red mic topper by now.
I just keep forgetting.
Adam from Anchor, you have to understand that I get nothing.
It does cost
crumbs.
And I don't know what this translates to in pounds, but $9.99 USD. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot.
$7.99 probably that is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll find it on Amazon.com or
AliExpress.
UK, yeah.
It'll be there in 5 to 7 weeks. So,
Oh my god.
little team.
I could always get one at expense you, but obviously we're not going to do that. But yeah, Loki also
Patty
said
wants
he's got the Japanese version of Pokemon Gold. Great taste all around.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So always fun comments. We appreciate it. Just if you're joining now, we see Jan joining. Definitely join us again tomorrow. We will be back
On Monday.
On Monday.
Guys, surprise. I'm gonna need
You're
you
gonna
to
make
come
us-
in on Saturday.
Damn it.
It would be just great. Where's
What
your
movie?
coffee mug? Yeah.
What movie is that from? Kevin?
I want someone else to answer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
If
I know the scene, but I don't know the movie.
it's Office Space.
It is Office Space.
I
Little
have never
Lumberg
heard of
action
that.
for you.
Oh, yeah.
What? Such a good movie.
Wow. Require
One of my
watching.
Right? So I know what we're doing this weekend. Watch that. Yeah. So we will be back on Monday. The guys are right. We are 5 days a week, 1 hour a day, 10 a.m. Pacific.
So close.
When I go out to the West Coast,
So close.
if I'm late again, Max caught me on that the other week. He's like, "You're going to San Francisco. You're going to be an hour late for the show."
Yeah.
No, something like that. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
6
So-
p.m. GMT.
We don't believe in GMT time.
No,
Okay.
we
What do you mean you don't believe in it? We invented
It's not a real
time.
thing. It's not a real thing. We invented time. Like it's like the founder of the universe. We invented time.
I don't know if that's true, but I'm claiming it.
Boom in the Sky got the Office Space reference as well. That is always fun. Well, thanks for joining us. We will be back on Monday, and I will be streaming from San Francisco at 9 a.m. I'll be like trying to set everything up at the last minute.
And we're gonna see how that goes.
We're going to see how that goes, but I'll be doing it remotely. The guys will be in the office. Adam will be in the UK, and we've changed him to the desk, so he's not going anywhere again. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Thank you to the Launch Live and Now team, always putting on the stream for us, and we will see you on Monday. Bye.
Okay, see ya.
Yeah.